They said in the year of 1799, the world was supposed to end. They said in 1874, the King of Kings appeared invisible back to this earth. Then when that failed, they changed it to 1914. They said he came back invisible to the earth in 1914, even though they said 1914 was supposed to be the end of the world. This is foolishness. It is a disgrace. When you check out the history on so-called Jehovah Witness, and you listen to some of the testimonies of the past members in the 1970s and so on and so forth, they have testified how there was gross immorality in the congregation in the past of Jehovah wickedness, sickness, the same thing that goes on in the porno industry. They stated how the elders were involved with crooked business practices. Past Kingdom Hall members stated how they had drunken alcohol parties and homosexual practices, wife swapping, and even child molestation, as the book of Galatians chapter 5 verse 19 explains, that now the works of the flesh are manifested, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness. Now let's go to the testimonies right from the horse's mouth pertaining to all this nasty, stinking, funky immorality, madness. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 11, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. Now listen with your own ears as they testify pertaining to this nasty, nasty, nastiness.
Former Jehovah's Witnesses disagree.
Growing up as a child within Jehovah's Witnesses, I always thought that this was God's clean organization. But when I got older, I found out that there were divorces, there was gross immorality within the congregations, and that we were actually no different than the ones we were condemning.
As an elder, I saw the seedy side of the congregation. Members would come to me with their problems, and I found out that even elders were involved sometimes in crooked business practices and in immorality. And I began to discover that we were really no better than the people on the outside of the organization.
When I left Bethel, it was hard for me to even share with my mother and father what was going on up there, the drunken parties that went on, and the homosexuality and things like this.
Finally, the Watchtower had to admit that immorality had spread to the highest levels of the organization, saying, shocking as it is, even some who have been prominent in Jehovah's organization have succumbed to immoral practices, including homosexuality, wife swapping, and child molesting. Alcoholism, depression, and mental disorders among Jehovah's Witnesses have come to the attention of psychiatric professionals.
So there you have it, my brothers and sisters. Homosexuality, drunken alcoholic parties, wife swapping, child molestation, total madness. Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 verse 12. Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in, but remember, they shall not go unpunished unto their grave. So we got to get out of this madness. 2 John the 7th verse. For many deceivers enter into the world. You hear that, my sister? Because they got a lot of y'all wrapped up and trapped up with their cunning craftiness, where they wait by to deceive. They keep recruiting these adolescents, inexperienced brothers and sisters. You see them on the street corner, and you see them in the train station, to keep promoting this temporary mental death trap dogma, which has historically and spiritually assassinated and sabotaged many family structures, which also even led other people's family members to commit suicide, like this white woman who speaks about how her mother tried to kill herself. Her sisters, her brothers will not speak to her. Her grandmother won't talk to her. This is part of Satan's enterprise lies. So here's the very testimony for your very own eardrums of confirmation.
The Jehovah's Witnesses claim to bring the families together. Through them, my brother killed himself. My mother tried to kill herself. My two sisters and my brother will not speak to me. My grandmother will not speak to me. She wouldn't let me see my grandfather before he passed away. They didn't bring our family close together. They nearly totally destroyed it.
So there you have it, as the prophetic floods continue to ravish Afghanistan. Also, as these foolish parades continue, as that same evil ancient spirit that once dwelled inside many wicked, evil pharaohs has returned for its last time of triumph to destroy as many souls as possible, using many instruments such as Jehovah Witness, Kingdom Hall, to deceive and to destroy and make us lose our salvation. Hosea 4:6, come and let us return unto the Most High, not Kingdom Hall, for he hath torn, and he will heal us. He hath smitten, and he will bind us up.
We thought Armageddon was coming in 1975. So I did not have a career. I didn't go to college because the end was so close. There was no need. The new world would be here.
I was a senior in high school, and the circuit overseer, which is a traveling minister, advised me that it's best for you to quit school and go into full-time pioneer work because the world is going to end in 1975.
And we felt so strongly about the imminent approach of 1975 and that this whole system was coming to an end that we sold our home in Lower Michigan, moved north, built a Kingdom Hall, and there we intended to live out those few remaining years, having saved just enough money to go a few years beyond 1975. And so it was a great disappointment and distress when this event that the Watchtower had prophesied did not materialize.